Good evening, YouTube. It's me all the way, George Page, coming to you live on YouTube. It just seems like, it just been barely a few days ago since I did a video where we lost the great Willa Scott. It was over the weekend, and then I saw this. I was just doing my regular surfing. I was on IG, and a lady that who I follow, a professional bodybuilder, um, posted on her IG that the passing of Michael K. Williams. And many of you might know him from the series The Wire as Omar Little. Also, Boardwalk Empire and his recent turn on the series Lovecraft County. Now, Mr. Williams is a well-known actor, and most of you will recognize him for his distinctive scar. It was a scar that he got at a party years ago when he was 25 years old. It was his birthday party, and a fight happened, and somebody cut him with a razor blade. And that scar has always been kind of, his trademarks. Like, you'll have certain celebrities have certain trademarks to them. Something you might recognize him for, and that was that scar. And his death it happened today, and it was at his home in Brooklyn. He's originally from Brooklyn and from the Flatbush era. Now, he grew up. He was born on November the 22nd of 1966. So he's a Scorpio like myself. He's just 3 days after I was born, and he came from a family of in Brooklyn. He's originally from East Flatbush. His mother was from the Bahamas, and his father was originally from my part of the country where he's from. He was originally from South Carolina, my next door neighbor, and he has a it's just it was just he had just a very a very strong family connection. Now, right about the 90s, he was working as a temp, and then he decided that after seeing Janet Jackson's Real Nation tour, you know, he wanted to become a dancer. So he left school, quit his job, and he started becoming a dancer. He was homeless and struggling for a good while until he met up with a background singer who got on board with the tours with George Michael and Madonna. And he did some modeling work. You know, he was even some videos during the 90s. Now, his really breakout of his career was in '96, where he started in the movie Bullet, where he had a bit role. And, you remember Bullet was one of Tupac's last movies before his death. And, it was a small role, but, it was an actor role, and that's when he got acting bug. He did quite a few bit roles for a good while in his career. He was on episodes of TV shows such as Law and Order, Law and Order SVU, and in about the 90s. And then he got the role that made him famous, which is The Wire. It's him with very young, uh, another Michael, Michael B. Jordan. I think it's two Michaels, Michael B. and Michael K. And everybody knows his character as Omar Little. As you know, he was a, what they call he was what was it what's the name? I forget the name they call guys who rob drug dealers. He was known for his style. He was a gay drug dealer robber. And he played that role for practically 6 or 7 years on the series. The series ended until his character was killed off in the series. And even though people, most people will recognize Mr. Omar, his career kept on going. He had several other opportunities. He even got nominations for his role as Omar Little in the series The Wire. And you remember Wire? The Wire was a great show. I think the best episodes were the first season and the third. The second one, I think to me the even those was as good. When they went to the dock, it wasn't as good. And he has so many other roles during his career in television and movies. He was in the movie The Incredible Hulk. He starred in Bayou Black. There was even a musical about The Wire, and a list of other movies he did. It was great. He was in the series Community for a while, and right about the time, right about uh, 2010 to 2014, he had a recurring role in the series Boardwalk Empire. He played Chalky White, who was a leader, a gang leader, and doing around the I think about the early 30s or 20s. Late, I think it was the series based around by the um, 20s, around the time of a little bit around Prohibition. If you know, Prohibition was where they outlawed you know alcohol, and he played a role pretty good. I never really watched the show, but I heard about it. And then he also, in 2014, he played in the RoboCop remake with Gary Oldman and also Sam Jackson was in that movie, and also Michael Keaton. But I watched the movie; it wasn't that good. And he was also on an episode of Find Your Roots, where he found about his roots of his African ancestors. And then also he was in the uh, the Netflix docu movie. They what they see in us. Let me get it correctly. Sorry. I'm trying to make sure I get information right because it's so much. He did a lot of stuff during his career, and and it was when they see us. It was he played one of the the Central Park Five. We much got older. Bobby McCrae, and he also got a nomination for that for a Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Supporting Actor. And later on, he came back to HBO. And he has a long history at HBO. He was on like shows like Sopranos also, where he came back and played on the series Lovecraft Country. I thought it was kind of country. And he did a few episodes of that show series. And I never rewatched that series either. I don't watch a lot of HBO like I used to. But he also was an activist in his community, where he supported and helped his people back in Brooklyn. And he believed in anti over policing. As you know, New York is very New York's policing practices are not one of the best in the history. Stop and frisk, and a lot of innocent black people have been killed because of the policing in the city of New York. But last time I remember saw him on television was he was on BET, and they was doing a tribute to DMX, and he was there. He was doing "I'm slipping, I'm falling, I can't get up." And he was just it was just great. Just he had that spirit like D, being that he's from even though D from Yonkers, he's from Brooklyn, but that spirit of just and it was just so a beautiful thing. And he was married before. He had a wife for quite some time, and they were married together, and they have one son named Elijah. But now, but then he was in a relationship with the actress Tasha Smith. Tasha Smith from Why Did I Get Married, and several other movies and TV shows over the career, and they had a good relationship. But this is just sad news. Finding out this man, this great actor, this great performer has passed. There was talks of him doing a biopic movie. You know, and that's probably out the window. I think they're probably going to give us another actor, but I think the character he was going to play was probably the best character. He just was that actor. I mean, he just, even though people might not recognize him as much as they should, but he was just one of those great actors. I mean, not one of those top A-list guys, but you see him a role, you just or like I said, or like me, you just say, hey, that's Mr. Omar from The Wire. But like I said, Michael K. Williams was a great actor, a loving father, a loving friend, a son, a brother. I mean, it's just sad. Like I said, we just, death happens to three, especially celebrities. And, not long ago, like last week, I did a video for Ed Asner. And now I'm doing this one for him. And I have to because of the fact this, I'm a fan of this man. He was a great actor, a great performer, and he will be missed. Rest in peace. No, rest in power to Mr. Michael Kenneth Williams, aka Mr. Omar. This is your man, Already Church page. Don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.